Hello everyone, welcome to my episode 2 of Clarity That Leads. My name is Lilian Girichi. I am your Clarity Master and your strategy and growth partner for your businesses. This episode, I want to talk about how to get your purpose, achieving that purpose that I keep talking about. Let's start with 4 basic steps, and I'll start with the first one, which I actually use with my client, and it's self-awareness. What do I mean when I talk about self-awareness? Self-awareness is basically understanding yourself, understanding your strengths, your capabilities, and core values. What drives you as a person? What is self-awareness? It's basically knowing who you are and how you project that and how you actually use it in your day-to-day life. So let's start. I like giving examples on how you find your purpose. And one of the few basic steps on how to find your purpose is basically trying to look at what do people come to you for. And one thing I like saying about purpose is most of the time you're not aware that you actually do this thing or this particular, how do I put it? You're not basically aware that you're actually good at that. So the first step is to look at the people around you. What do they come to you for? You start even with the recent experiences. If nothing comes in yet, you go back to earlier years. It can even go back to college, high school, primary school. Sometimes I make fun with my clients in my cohorts. When I ask them when they were young, what did you want to be? And sometimes, yes, it brings out their purpose. So once you get that feedback, have a retrospective approach, sit down and try to align this feedback that you've collected. So with a simple one, what do people come to you for? One of the common ones I've had is for problem solving. People have come to me for problem solving. You find someone else say, people have always come to me because I have a good listening ear, or people come to me because they know I can get them from this situation to the next. So once you have that understanding, you'll be able to sort of align yourself. So I will pick a very nice example. An example of when someone says people come to you for problem solving. So problem solving can be an element in many areas or categories of expertise. Problem solving can either be someone who's very good with customer care, simply because you could have listening skills, you could have that patience to find a gap and give a solution to it. So those are the first basic steps. So it's very elaborate. It takes time before you find that thing that you're truly good at. So self-awareness. So once you get that, so let's say same example, that people come to you for problem solving skills. What is the next step? You need to be able to draw up your strengths, and one of the common one is basically looking at your background, your education background. What did I do in school, or what should I have actually done, or what is my experience like? So sometimes it comes naturally. It doesn't come from the air. It comes from what you've done over time. With that, pick that strength, pick what people come to you for, and find a common standing on it. So problem solving can either go to consultancy or to an operations manager or any administration. So that's just an example. So next, what do you do with that is find your why, or what is that thing that I would actually do even without getting paid? What do you do? What makes you truly happy that you'd actually do it even if you're not getting paid? So once we find that, that means we are getting to a point of finding contentment in what you do. So the next step is to basically see how you can use that either at your place of work, as a consultant, or in your business. And that knowledge, that self-awareness, what actually happens is that you'll be able to find someone who will be able to complement where you're not so strong at. Sometimes I say there are areas you can improve, there are areas you can delegate. If you're good at one thing, let's say management, but you're poor in marketing, you can always get someone to complement you. That is part of self-awareness as a founder, or if you're two business partners, what is the strength of each and every person? So this is now the point where I pick up the clarity framework. Remember what it stands for. C, connect to purpose. L is learn and probe on your purpose. So that is a very important step, and that is part of finding your why and your purpose. Then we have A, which is now aligning your strength, your past experiences, your academic papers, your qualifications, and identifying how to position yourself. So there's R, which, remember, once you find your why, it's important to have a focus point. You start with something and remove what is really not important. And by removing, I'm not saying you do away with it completely. You can either delegate, pause, or put a stop to it, to what feels like is a baggage. Then there's I. Always remember to invest and grow in your purpose and area of expertise. Then there's the T, track and adjust. Track your progress and adjust accordingly. That small tweak can actually be your breakthrough. Then there is the Y, yield and impact. So remember, with clarity comes the purpose, then alignment, and you need to be able to get results from it. So I hope I've been able to help you on the basics of identifying or getting to find your self-awareness as a first step. So for more information or for more clarity sessions to be able to get to know your purpose and your why, get in touch with us on the contacts below. Feel free to comment on the section and contribute. Thank you for listening to me. I hope I've been of great help in finding your why and your purpose. See you on episode 3.